Number 14 is another injury-prone guy. It's so hard to know what he's going to be next year, and I just can't trust it. His name's Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is number 14. I mean, we've talked about this guy top 5 before. This guy used to be a lock top 10. But when you're averaging 22 points per game and you're going down statistically downhill in most of his stats showing that he's not working on skill, I mean, 13% from the three-point line, that's definitely downhill. Used to be a borderline 30%, low 30s, mid 30s three-point shooter a few years ago, and that's just, he's gone downhill skills-wise, but you can't take away things defensively. This guy's a freak of nature defensively. Guards 1 through 5, allows you to play him at the power forward position if you want to because of his versatility. Great rebounder, great shot blocker at the rim. Special lob threat, a really good mid-range guy, gets his own shot. He can work his way up much higher on this list, but it's hard to trust a guy who was averaging 22 last year that just looked disheartened, looked like he wasn't working as hard, and all the things that have happened in the offseason where he's said he didn't touch a basketball for a month or something like that. It's hard to trust this guy to really work on his game and really become better. And it's a sad thing, but, this is what he's earned. He's earned the 14th spot on this list. All right. The next guy on this list, in number 13, is Damian Lillard. Dame Dalla is a really great scorer. I mean, Damian Lillard is special when it comes to scoring the basketball. Perimeter shot creator for himself, deep three-point range. It's going to be a lot of fun watching him shoot it from the volleyball line next year. And, man, that guy is so special. And he is still young enough to be really good next year. He's not old enough where it's like, I'm really worried. He's a good passer, much better passer than Kyrie Irving. A better defender. He's an average defender. Nothing special, but very, very average. And his ability to pull out the defense so far out to the volleyball line makes him more valuable because that allows more spacing and more easy shots for everybody else on the floor when he's on the floor with them. All right. The next guy on this list, man, is exciting. Next guy on the list is number 12, Ja Morant. Now, this league is so good that he's number 12, and athletic freak, only going to get better. Good passer, pretty average defender, nothing special defensively. Really perimeter shot creator for himself. He just needs to be a little more efficient from the three-point line. Needs to get better from that side of things, but he's just so special attacking the rim, so special with his floaters and his ability to just hang in the air and make great finishes near the rim. He is just a really good passer. Really has a great head on his shoulders when it comes to being a leader and having high basketball IQ. He makes his team better. And this is just an indicator of how good the league is going to be next year in the top 10 that a guy like this misses. Number 11 is Jason Tatum. I mean, we just saw this guy dominate in the NBA Finals. This guy is a 28, 29 point per game scorer. He's definitely improved as a passer to a certain extent where it's not like a great strength, but it's also not like a great negative. He's just kind of in the middle. He is a phenomenal defender now. Like, he is special defensively now. He's worked so hard to get better at that, and everybody should be proud. He should be proud of himself, becoming a complete basketball player like that. So, a man defends the light out of the basketball. The next guy is somebody who's so underrated because we live in the moment. It's crazy to think that he gets this much disrespected. It's Trae Young. First things first, passing ability make everybody else better. I mean, this guy's a great passer. He's been compared to Steve Nash before. Like, he's a special top 5 passer in the NBA. You pair that with a great three-point shot creator who hasn't really developed the range yet perfectly yet. He has a room to grow to become even better shot creating for himself in the three-point line. He has room to grow to become better moving off ball. He's got a lot of areas of growth that could happen next year. And another thing that I want to say is he's not a great defender, but you have to understand that he leads the winning basketball because of how much attention he draws so far out. And, reason why I brought up the prisoner moment thing is 2 years ago he led his team to the Eastern Conference Finals, and John Morant didn't do that, but he didn't get near the same love, but he was averaging 29, 28 points per game. 29, it was like 28 and 8 is what Trae Young had last year. And he wasn't getting nearly the public notoriety as John Morant just because John Morant had a better team. It's all situation, it's all media, and I'm just not going to let that get in the way of what a special player Trae Young is. I mean, this guy's going to be leading to winning for a very long time. His passing ability paired with his three-point shot creation for himself is special. He's by far the greatest passer of all time with the three-point shot creation from the deep range. What I mean by that is he's a better passer than Steph. He's a better passer than Dame. It's not even close. Like, this guy's in a special realm. So you really have to give credit to his name. He's definitely earned number 10. Every guy on this list, the top 10, are special. The next guy on this list is number 9, is Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's a really, really good mid-range shot creator for himself, a phenomenal passer, a phenomenal defender. Now, this might you have to remember Jimmy Butler was having such a great playoffs in the East that it was insane. I mean, Jimmy Butler was that guy in the playoffs last year, and we just can't let that go. So that's why he's number 9. So,
Jimmy?
What are you thinking about Jimmy
Buckets?
Butler, Chris?
James Butler.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
I think that he's never been in a better situation than he is in Miami. I mean,
Sure.
who would have thought, these years ago when he was with Chicago, playing with Derrick Rose, that this is the type of player that he would have turned into? Because, I was like, huh? Didn't he go on?
Yeah.
I don't know. But, man, Jimmy, I think that he's in a good situation. Like I said before, I think he just has, they have all of the tools to win. It's just whether or not they can figure out how to use them. One thing that's going to be a big downfall for that team going forward, but not necessarily Jimmy, will be whether the coaching can realize what they have on the bench. Don't be a Denver Nuggets type of squad. Realize that you have Tyler Hero. He should be your guy. That's your future right there. He can do it, whether defense or not. You have Jimmy on the team for a reason. You have Bam on the team for a reason. These are your defensive guys. You just have to figure out Tyler Hero. But yeah, Jimmy. I mean, what? I mean, he's probably going to be a 25 point per game scorer, more than likely, because he's literally the epitome of just and I said this before. I think when we were talking about the playoffs when they were playing against Celtics, he's the epitome of playing his own game. He literally does not do anything that he normally wouldn't do. He doesn't go, okay, I'm going to shoot threes today, but I normally shoot jump shots in the mid-range. No, every game he's going to play is going to be mid-range, drops to the basket, defend. He really knows how to just play his own game, and he's mastered that. He's mastered his game. And not many players do that, because a lot of players, they get to a point where they're like, I have to change, I have to do this, I can't really, it may not work this way, I've been told this, people are in my ear about this, but Jimmy Butler really just this is me. This is the game I'm going to play, and it's working. So I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to work on the skills that I have that I'm good at, and I'm just going to be the best at that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely a worker. I know all of these guys are the top 10 of workers.
Yeah.
Are you ready to kick it to number 8? This is prime time with this guy. I mean, Kawhi Leonard, number 8, heading into next year. He's actually going to be healthy. It's going to be crazy to actually watch him play in the NBA again. So what do you think about Kawhi?
I just feel like if they can figure it out, because, I mean, Kawhi's going to be Kawhi, but if they can figure it out between him and Paul George and kind of have, kind of a Boston sort of system where they have, maybe they start initiating their offense from different sides of the court instead of on the same side, because they really play the same. But, I mean, Kawhi coming in, I mean, name-wise, he would be in the top 8 coming in. But, we don't know what the injury technically did to him. He hasn't played in a minute. So, I mean, I want to... Yeah, I'm expecting healthiness as
I'm
well.
just
If he's healthy,
expecting him to
then
be healthy.
he's going to be a top 10 player no matter what. But if he's not healthy, then we might see more Paul George than we would like to.
I could see that. Yeah, definitely. I think, he is Kawhi is just such a phenomenal defender. He's so phenomenal at being his mid-range guy and just getting to his spots and getting his shots up at the areas where he wants to get those shots up. And I really, really think that, Kawhi Leonard he's just one of those guys, man, that's such a quiet killer. And, this top 8 is ridiculous. All these guys are special. And the next guy is a sad moment. LeGoat's number 7. The reason why I have LeGoat number 7 is he's 38 next year. Okay? I mean, most people when they're 38, like this is when Kobe was retiring. Like most of these guys when they're 38, these guys are averaging 10 points a game. Like, father time is inevitable. Father time catches all athletes. And, he's slowly going downhill. You can see it. You can see that the explosion's not as high as it used to be. You can see that he's not as athletic as he used to be. And there comes a point in time where skill can only do so much. His 6'8", 250 frame is going to help him age gracefully because he'll always have size. But his skill is definitely going to be still high tier. I expect him to still be a great passer. I'm expecting 24, 8-8, 25, 8-8. That's what I'm expecting him to be, a great passer. But, he's number 7 because I think these guys in this league now that are top 6 are ridiculous. Like, every single one of these guys are absolutely insane. So, LeBron James, yeah, LeGoat is number 7. All right, so we're going to kick it to number 6. Number 6 is Kevin Durant. KD's still like 34, 35. He's still going to be in his peak. He's still a great scorer. He's still a great mind manipulator where it's just a great mind of scoring. But, he's fallen out of the top 5 because he earned it. We saw him get exposed by the Boston Celtics and get exposed because of his lack of passing the basketball. His passing ability, his high turnovers, there's a lot of issues. And we saw that guy get exposed when he doesn't have a dynamic point. I mean, that guy has enjoyed point guard paradise for 15 years. He had Russell Westbrook, top 10 point guard of all time. He had Steph Curry, who's in a competition for the best point guard of all time. And he had Kyrie Irving, who has the skill to be a top 10 point guard of all time, just may not have the resume because of games played and stuff like that. But, yeah, Kevin Durant is been blessed with great point guards, and we saw him really get exposed. Really. It was really bad. And all these guys in the top 5 are insane. Like, these guys are special. And for him to be there, he's got to be special as well. And it's just this top 5 is one of the greatest top 5s in the NBA in depth. Just depth of great top 5 talent. All right, so